What's going on, y'all? It's your boy CTO. Welcome back to the channel. I'm bringing you some Gundam Breaker 3 gameplay. I wanted to talk about the Gundam Breaker 4 network test, my first impressions on it, what actually has changed now that I was actually able to play the game, and kind of give what my thoughts are about the game now that I've actually been able to play for about 6 hours. I played like three network tests playthroughs. So that being said, let's get into the video. The first thing I noticed in Gundam Breaker 4 is that the tracking on not only melee but also ranged is way better. No matter where your Gundam is facing or where your suit is facing, you'll always turn around to shoot whatever enemy that you're locked onto, which is a great change for the game. I can't say how many times in Gundam Breaker 3 that I'm shooting an enemy while boosting around them, and once I stop boosting and actually land, I'm just shooting thin air because my suit is not orientated back to the enemy. In this game, that won't even be a problem, so you won't even have to worry about that. The next thing I noticed is that they seem to be doing away with common EX skills. The only common EX skill we had access to was armor repair, and armor repair does not repair armor for your allies, at least what I can see. When I went ahead and used it while the SD Gundam ally that we had was damaged, it only healed me. So we'll see in game if that changes or if you can level up EX skills to make them better. But as at the moment, it seems that a lot of the EX skills and stuff like that are tied to what gear you're wearing, what weapons you're using, and also tied to your builder's parts as well, depending if they have any builder's parts that do EX skills. They seem to be changing a lot of EX skills and how you unlock them or how you're able to equip them. Like for example, the twin buster rifle beam that Wing Gundam does, where he spins around with the two buster rifles in the opposite direction. The only way for you to actually use this EX skill is, yes, it's an EX skill now. It's not necessarily a hold skill like it was in Gundam Breaker 3. The only way for you to use this EX skill is for you to equip two twin buster rifles, one in each hand, and you're able to use it as an EX skill. I wasn't able to get two twin buster rifles for me to equip two of them to see how much it costs. It probably will cost about 2 bars, usually about how much each beam costs. I was able to kind of see most beams or most projectiles usually cost about 2 in the EX scales. Most fin funnels usually cost about 1, fin funnels and supporting actions, and then transformations cost about 3. Now, I think this is going to be a hot take, but I think that the change to EX skills is actually very good, because so many times in Gundam Breaker 3, I'm sorry, that I find myself using the same EX skills no matter what build I'm using. I'm using slash rave, the quad slice. Like, I'm basically just using the same EX skills over and over and over again, no matter what build I'm using, just because those EX skills are generally the strongest or the best in most situations and have the least amount of bugs. So I'm totally down if they're gonna clean up the bugs with the EX skills, make them a lot more reliable, make them a lot more consistent, but also make them tied to how your build is supposed to play. Like for example, if I have full armor Gundam and my build is a full armor Gundam build, I'm probably going to be a lot more ranged focused. I'll have melee, sure, but I'll probably have a lot more range focused optionals than if I was playing something like the Burning Gundam, which I think is going to be pretty good in the long term. We'll come back to the video and you can let me know if I'm wrong or if I was chatting or yapping as the game comes out. But I think that this is going to be a pretty good change. Hot take, let me know in the comments if you agree. Customization is of course better than ever. You're able to change the scale and adjust where parts are orientated on your suit. And that goes for all parts: your head, body, your left and right arm, your legs, and your backpack, also your shield, but you're able to do that in Gundam Breaker 3 as well. You can change how all of these look to make the suit look a lot better in terms of scale and size. If you have an arm that's too big, you can make it smaller. If you have an arm that's too high, you can lower it down. If you have an arm that doesn't look right because maybe it's rotated a certain way, you can rotate it out to make it more symmetrical for the suit as well. So they did make that a lot easier to make suits that are kind of Frankenstein builds, especially if you want to use a whole bunch of different parts. That is possible, and it's going to be easier than ever thanks to the way the scaling and everything like that works. You're also able to set up which parts are being used when you do click a certain optional skill. For example, if you have 4 missile pod builders parts on your mech, you can go to the optional menu where you set up your optional skills, and when you put that first missile launcher optional on, it'll show you all 4 missile launchers, and then you're able to choose which parts are going to be used when you click on that optional. So for example, if you click R1X, that'll be your right side missile launchers. If you click R1 circle, that'll be your left side missile launchers. So that, I think, will definitely make things a lot more interesting in terms of customization. I want to see a little bit more of the game to kind of see how useful it is, or if it's more just an aesthetic thing, and how it kind of impacts gameplay in terms of maybe animations, how it looks when you use the skill, or maybe damage. But we'll see as the game comes out. All in all, every change I listed for the game, I think is very good for the game. There are a couple of things that I'm not too keen on, but it's not really a deal breaker for me. It's not anything that's too like game breaking or too annoying for me to deal with. If anything, everything that I've seen in the network tests is an improvement on Gundam Breaker 3, and also makes the game a lot more fluid and easier to play and easier to pilot as well, and easier to customize suits. Everything's just easier to do. So in my opinion, I think the game is in a very good state at the moment. I think it's pretty much almost ready to be launched, and I think we'll probably see the game sometime in the beginning half of the year, like they said in the Nintendo Direct. I think they're about ready. I know there's a lot of people that are iffy on the optional change and having a global cooldown. To be honest, it did kind of throw me off at first, but after playing the game, to be completely honest, and nothing but the truth, and the whole truth, nothing but the truth, it does not feel that bad. It doesn't, because weapons are still basically have no cooldown. It's use a weapons combo, it's basically up immediately, so you can use weapons to extend combos, and then you can use the more powerful optionals to finish off the suit. And by the time you get to the next suit, you still have your left and right hand melee weapon and range weapons to use. You still have EX skills that are spammable off cooldown, no cooldown on any of your EX skills. There's still other things for you to use while your optionals is on cooldown, and before you know it, your optionals is back off cooldown again. Like, of course you will notice it when it's off cooldown, but once you get used to the combat, you'll start noticing less and less when it's on cooldown, and more when you should be using certain optionals, and also keeping it off cooldown as well by using melee to extend your combos as well. So if you're worried about the optional change, give it a try first, or if you want me to be the crash dummy, let me give it a try first, and I will let you know if it's really that bad or if it's pretty damn good. In my opinion, I think it's pretty damn good at the moment. I wasn't liking it. Now that I played the game about 6 hours and I've gotten used to the combat, I think it's pretty clean. I think it's pretty smooth, and the optional change definitely does not slow down the game at all. Finally, before I end the video, I just want to say thank you so much for the love on the recent videos. You guys have been smashing that like button and dropping a whole bunch of comments, and I greatly appreciate, and I read each and every one of them and respond to each and every one of them. So I greatly appreciate the interaction and the love on the channel, y'all. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like or comment or sub. I would greatly appreciate it, and it does greatly help out the channel as well. I also will be playing Dragon's Dogma when it does drop 2 days from now on Friday. If you guys want to see some Dragon's Dogma gameplay or Dragon's Dogma videos in general, definitely let me know in the comment section, and I will definitely deliver. Or if you guys want to see any live gameplay of Dragon's Dogma before you go ahead and get the game, maybe you're just interested in seeing how the game is, I will be streaming it on YouTube and Twitch as well, since Twitch does allow us to restream now. I'll be streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and I'll be answering any questions you guys may have regarding the game as well as they arise. So thank y'all for watching again. It's your boy Prasitio, and peace out.